New Zealand Standard Time. 30.6 degrees, we'll call it 31 degrees, and here it's really, really hot, I've got to be honest with you. And it's Tuesday, 16th of September. Year's running out really, really quickly. Yes, it is. So I tell you what, let's kick it off. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It's gas. Yeah, and guess who we got? You can go all the way around the world right now and come right back to New Zealand because we're heading to Auckland, chatting to Chris Young. Yes, he's with the band, a band I knew way back in the day. Believe me, it must be 20 plus years. Tadpole. You want to know about it? Yeah, all right. Ooh, it is getting hot in here. You got your light on shining at me. Is that good? Okay, that's good. Gosh. So we'll go live after this. We've got, what, about 3.5 minutes, basically. So you're going to have to put up with this face until then. I apologise.
Oh, that's all good. You know, I'm actually just admiring the background scenery that you've got there. You've got a Kiwi flag, Canadian flag, US flag.
Yeah, well, actually.
Hey, the finger gone deep.
Oh, okay.
I haven't got there.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. It was a gift that's never been used, by the way.
Just in case you
Yeah,
can
we
see
have
it.
it there for a bit of a laugh. Good to hear a Kiwi voice. I kid you not. I mean, we talk to so many Americans, so many English people, so many from so many different countries, including Australians. Africa, yes, all over the world.
Jamaica.
But it's really nice to hear a Kiwi voice. You know, we get maybe 1 or 2 or 5 a year, but compared to everybody else. So.
Wow. Okay. I'm glad I can be that breath of fresh air today.
Oh, it is. It is yes, very much so.
He's got a nice voice.
Yes. Let me take you through this too, by the way. The next track up will be Backdoor, Better Days for Me, and we're going to end up on George.
Okay.
You know why, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that I remember the most.
Oh, great. Okay.
It is. And I've added it back to my playlist in my car again, which never happens. It really doesn't. A minute 17, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, what could we do in a minute 17?
Tiddlywinks. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today, absolutely elated, we're talking to a Kiwi. We really are, but not only just a Kiwi that I've known for a number of years, lost touch, back again. Chris Young, welcome to Galaxy.
Kia ora, DJ Grant and the Galaxy team, wonderful to be here.
Absolutely fantastic to have you, and of course you're representing the band Tadpole. Absolutely brilliant. Been a while.
It's been a wee while. It's actually been about 25 years since we released our first album. So it feels really weird that we're kind of now falling into the nostalgia band act. But no, look, it feels great for the band to be back and to be able to, play these songs again for people. So yeah, no, happy to be here.
Always thought that Tadpole had music to drive fast to, and believe me, I'm still there. I really, really am. And it's such a pleasure to have you, my friend. It really, really is. Now, at the same time, tell me a little bit about All Right.
Well, look, All Right, I think, was one of those songs for us that we captured a little magic in a bottle. My earliest memory of that was we were writing it in this little practice room in New Lynn in Auckland. And it just came out of a jam. It just came out of a random jam. But the thing that I remember most about it is that there was just this energy and this fun to it. And then Renee started singing lyrics to it, and it was just like in that moment we were bouncing off the walls, and we just felt like, hey, we had this really cool song. And that was way back then, before we'd even played it live or recorded it. We just knew that there was a kind of vibe to it that felt really good. And now, fast forward all these years, it's been released, it's been around for a while, and it's one of those songs that people still remember to this day. So it's humbling to kind of know that what we felt in the practice room has translated to people also enjoying that song.
Well, not only has it translated into people enjoying it, I can't get it off my breakfast show now. I'm not kidding, and believe me, it works like this. The noise, you see, we don't have fans and we don't have an army or anything like that. We have a noise, and simply because they're loud. They really are. They get through to us in all the medias, and they're not shy about telling us what their likes are, what their dislikes are. And, well, to be honest with you, I get to work about 9:30 at night, and I got to go through reception, so wonderful receptionist, Rachel, she leaves 3 USBs out for me. One is literally stats on how we've done for the day, everything like that. Next one is paperwork, and titled paperwork, literally everything that I've got to sign and possibly even paid wages for, you know what I mean? And the last one's called noise. And literally, I take that into production about 1:30 in the morning. Now, that is everybody that has lodged a request for a particular person, a particular track, particular band, and we whack that into the system, jumbles it up. We call it auto because it's on auto. Literally jumbles it up and sends that through for our breakfast show. We have no idea, literally, what's going to appear until 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm checking through the first hour, and up it comes, and it's like, yay. Glad to see it, to be honest with you, but the IT guys say it's going to be there, don't worry. And literally every morning, just lately, we've been seeing Tadpole coming up on our breakfast show, so much so people just continuously are asking and want to know more and more and more about you. Now, Renee was the young lady that I remember back in the day, and believe me, as I said to you, I've met so many hundreds of thousands of artists since then, that just that name stuck out to me. And this morning I was sitting there thinking about it. I went, what was her name? Sure, it was Renee. So I had to confirm that, literally. But that's not the artist you've got now.
Yeah, so look, it's been a bit of a journey. Now we have a new singer. Her name's Lauren, and look, we've been very fortunate that we've had amazing vocalists as part of this band. Without a doubt, I mean, Renee is the founding voice. She helped build Tadpole and write the songs into what it is. But 25 years later, she wasn't interested in being part of a reformed version of the band, but she gave her blessing for us to look at getting a guest singer or another singer to be able to do things. So that meant a lot. Because before that we were thinking there's no way the band could actually reform and be active again now. But with that blessing, it was like, okay, So there's a great kind of responsibility that goes with that. One, you're stepping into such a profound singer's shoes, and so it has to be a really special individual that can kind of take that on. And we're just super fortunate that we found Lauren, who, while she's her own singer, she fits the Tadpole sound, and she sings in a similar resonance as Renee. So that's kind of when we were looking, that's what we identified, is that, okay, there's a very special type of person that can sing Tadpole and do the back catalogue justice, but also be an enabler for us to create new music moving forward. So very fortunate that we found her, very fortunate that we're able to play these songs live again to audiences, and very fortunate that a new generation is discovering Tadpole music.
Absolutely fantastic, my friend. I've got to be honest with you. When I was listening to it in production, as an engineer, believe me, I like to break stuff down and try and figure it out. And it was the voice was familiar, but not. And it bugged me for a while. It really did bug me until Barbara says, oh no, new female lead singer. And I went, that's what it is. It's close. It's so close that I remember with Renee. And I could pick it. I just wasn't absolutely sure about it, if you know what I mean. So I was sitting there thinking, couldn't have been the years. It's not the years. There is something different, but it's the same. And I've got to figure this out. Yeah, it wasn't only until when Barbara said, no, different singer. That's when it all fit together like a big jigsaw puzzle for me. And believe me, I think I was almost ready to go out the back door by that stage. So,
look, believe me, when we were thinking about bringing the band back, but with a new singer, there was definitely a huge weight and a huge responsibility with that, because, you know, we know, like, the rest of us are original members in the band, and we're going, how will this be received? You know, how will, you know, because I mean, we've all kind of had favorite bands, and some of them have changed singers. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And we were just going, are we willing to take this risk and try it? And if there's one thing that I think is consistent throughout the band's history, is that the band has never been afraid to take risks. So we thought, let's give it a go. At the very least, it gives people the chance to hear these songs live and loud again. At the best, we're going to enable a new creative chapter for this band. The last record was like 20 years ago, but now we're hungry to kind of create again. So that's kind of where we're at.
you know, much respect to you. Absolutely, I'm loving it. And tell me a little bit about Backdoor.
No, that's the song that has survived people's curiosity for so long. The lyrics are very, very clever. They have a lot of double meanings in them. The actual intent of that song, it was written about the band in the early days struggling to get traction, struggling to kind of break through. And it was like, well, the band's not getting anywhere going through the front door, so maybe we've got to be a little creative and see if there's a side door or a back door with which we can go through to keep things moving. So that's really what the song's about. It's got a double meaning, which is always interesting for people.
You know, I'm going to introduce you to a thing called the revolving door. You're right here at Galaxy. Here's Tadpole. Backdoor. So has Barbara told you much about what we were about to do?
No. Look, I just was like, hey, want to do an interview? Great, let's do it. You know, I guess I'm used to just kind of going with the flow with things. So
awesome. Now, Chris, let me tell you that very, very shortly we're going to be literally taking over one of the most populated countries in the world. Not going to tell too much more about it until after we do this, because believe me, you'll get a copy of everything we do today.
Okay.
Honestly, friends and family automatically love it because it's you and because it's Tadpole, everything like that. But I usually tell people, show it to people you don't like. Why? Because believe me, that's when they get hold of Barbara and say, hey, I've got a band too, you know.
Yeah.
It works, it really does. But I'll tell you, when we first started doing this, we weren't sure whether we would actually have 10 people listening. How many countries are tuned in right now?
159.
159 countries tuned in right now. I think we've got a little more than 10. Okay.
That's incredible, and you've captured a bit of magic in a bottle with what you're doing now, right? Like when it connects with people, and you keep going. Like this, sometimes you don't know like what it is, but when you get there, it's like, okay, we've now got this good thing going. Let's just keep rolling with it.
Mate, I've got a fairy tale story for you. And it's real. It really is. And I will tell you about it once we finish this up. And I'll also let you know that Barbara and I would like to put you into a magazine that we're associated with. And it comes out of this populated country, and I'll tell you all about that. But next up, we've got better days. And believe me, there is better days coming. And I might like to see you on stage where we're going.
All right.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm talking to Chris Young from the band Tadpole, all the way from the Big Smoke here in New Zealand, Aotearoa. As I say to people, the only country in the world that has 3 islands and one with a real name, Stuart. The rest of I mean, who ever thought of North and South? I mean, how much ingenuity goes into that, really?
Well, and also there are no bridges between these islands. Sometimes people that come to this country, they think, oh, how can you drive from one to the other? It's like there's a ferry that floats across the strait. There's no bridge.
Believe me, I get a lot of that, really, I do. By the way, I've got to be honest with you, a lot of the bios that I get from artists, and believe me, I get a lot of bios, usually half a sheet, if that. You know, this is a book. This is a book. I really did enjoy reading this in my office the other day. I really, really did. So thank you for all the information. I can't seem to put it down. It's like a Bible, really. Go back for reference every now and again. I really, really do. Better Days. This, to me, is a fantastic track. And believe me, I'm really, really privileged to say I love to hear it again. I really, really do. So let's get in depth. Give me the skinny on Better Days.
Okay, so from a music perspective, which was how I kind of first got into it, it was like I was just wanting to write some very interesting riffs. And I think the thing that's really interesting from a guitar and a music perspective is that a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the Tadpole songs are played on a 7-string guitar and not a 6-string. And so you wouldn't really know it until you get into the bridge on the song where it goes into like this heavy drop. And for me, that was like my nice little surprise to kind of go, hey, look, there's a little something extra here that you wouldn't be able to do on a normal guitar. So from a music perspective, that was that there. Now, from a lyric perspective, that song was actually inspired by a book that our singer Renee read at the time called The Stranger. And it was about a guy that exists in a world with no emotions and no feelings. So I guess the thing is, songs can be inspired by all sorts of different things, and sometimes they're inspired by not personal experiences, but just something that you read that's super fascinating. So that's where that came from. It was inspired by, well, what would it be like to exist in the world and to not really have that much emotions and just to feel numb going through everything? How good or how bad would that be? And I think the song's kind of touching on the point that our human experience is based on emotions, right? And to not have emotions would be a void. So yeah, so there you go. From a music perspective and a lyric perspective.
Absolutely love that. Got to ask though, see if I get this right. Yoshi from Tokyo, Japan. Ohio goshimasu domo arigato for joining us, Yoshi. Is asking, as a fan, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on all the majors, including are you a talker? But more importantly, Chris, do you respond?
Yes, look, absolutely. The first step would be we do have our own website, and it's at tadpoleband.com. We are on the main social media sites, so YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and recently TikTok. Our handle is tadpoleband.com. So you can find us there. I'll be honest, look, being a 40-something-year-old, I've sort of stayed away from TikTok for the longest time. But we just recently started getting active on there and found that there's a massive audience, an older audience that remembers Tadpole on there as well. So I was really pleasantly surprised about TikTok. But yeah, we're on most of the main big social networks.
Also, Alex coming out of North Carolina is asking, do you have a merch store? How do I buy a cap, a koozie and a t-shirt?
We're working on that right now. So look, I think the best thing I could say is to either visit our website, sign up to our mailing list, or connect with us on one of our social sites. And we're actually planning to go on a national tour in New Zealand later this year. So we're actually getting our merch ducks in a row right now. So that will be available soon. That's what I would suggest. Just connect with us and we'll notify you very soon when that'll be available.
Tell you what, I'm going to just say to you, send me one of your t-shirts and I will wear it while I'm doing these interviews today. Clayton Dye, signed by Clayton Dye, yes. Everybody's, they're going to be on the interwebby thing now, buying caps, koozies, t-shirts, guitar picks, all of the above, all of that, while I'm watching us doing this at the same time. And it does happen, it really, really does. So, if you want to send me a t-shirt, I'd be more than happy to wear a Tadpole shirt while I'm doing these interviews. And believe me, you never know.
It'd be my pleasure.
Yeah,
my pleasure.
We might even instigate selling one.
Yeah, no problem.
It has happened. It really does happen. So, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Today we're joined by Chris Young from the band Tadpole. His better days. Love it, love it, love it. I'm sorry, Chris, I do. Big fan. Always has me.
I love it. Love it. Love what you do. It's great.
You little froglet.
I don't. Me? Call me a froglet. I'm a frog baby. Yeah, of course. I'm a tadpole.
You know the whole tadpole frog joke. Even today, it lingers around. Like, you finally grown into a frog.
Oh dear. I'm not going to go any further with that. It could get unseemly. Really good. Oh my gosh. Hey, did you see in the news this morning the SPCA is having a go at the government?
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're having them on about these round bales of hay.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah, they don't think the cows are getting a square meal.
Okay, fair enough. I think that objection should be raised. Yeah.
Oh dear, you're not a vegan by any chance, are you? No, you're a meat. Have you ever tried?
Yeah.
Look, for 12 years now, I've been trying to come to the bottom of a myth. Okay? Have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
At one point, I have tried a few plant-based options, whether it was purely vegan or not, I can't remember. But yeah, it's not the same. It's just not the same.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out whether they're made of real vegans or not.
Oh, I see. That's tough.
Well, hey, when I found out Girl Guides biscuits weren't made of real Girl Guides, and it was Beetlejuice that told me that one. Well, you know.
Love it.
Do you remember the comedy company in
Yes.
Queen Street? I used to be there. I used to do stand-up comedy, so I'm sorry. I throw a few jokes in from time to time.
Oh, that explains why they're just so seamless. Like, you can look at them so seamlessly.
Yeah, well, my wife's heard them for about 30 plus years. So.
You need some new ones.
I need some new jokes.
Well, hey, look,
I wrote one
that's
down
what
over
makes
there.
a good comedian, right? Like, lots of experience delivering the punchline.
Well, are you a guy that likes to think out of the box?
I try to, yeah.
So, something that's had me scratching my head for years is my dad used to say about these Japanese kamikaze pilots during the Second World War, right? They knew they were going to die. They really did. So why the hell did they give them crash helmets? One to think about, really. Imagine if your knees bent in the opposite direction, Chris. How interesting cheers would be.
You've got me really thinking out of the box now.
Hey, back to the desk. That's right, you're right here at galaxy107fm, and today I'm talking to Chris Young from the band Tadpole. Always good to talk to a Kiwi, especially one that knew me years ago and actually wanted to come back and meet me again, which is weird. It never happens, really doesn't, to say, oh, that guy, and run a million miles in the opposite direction. Really. Chris, the thing, to be very honest with you, is I'm always envious of somebody that has a good voice and can sing. You see, I can't, literally. Yeah, well, I sing tenor, or maybe 12 miles away from anybody that can hear me.
I bet you're amazing singing in the shower, Grant. I bet you've got a beautiful voice. The resonance of the shower and the reverb.
You know, I think that too. I'm not too sure anybody else knows.
What you think, Grant, that's all that matters. Never mind anyone else. It's what you believe and what you think.
You know, for many years now, I've been a legend in my own bedroom. I really have. So believe me, I feel sorry for the neighbours. I do. You know, well, that's for me. Really, it is. Which is a good segue for me, really. But I'm not going to go there just yet. I am going to ask you, though, my friend, got anything new coming up in the near future?
New? Yes. So, look, from a live touring perspective, we're going to do a national tour of New Zealand and celebrate the 25th anniversary of our debut album, The Butterfinger. The fact that it's 25 years blows my mind, the silver anniversary. So we're doing that. But also, we will be recording more new music. So the first sort of track, which was a bridge, and it was us paying homage, was we recorded George. So it's a classic New Zealand track that's meant a lot to us. But we reimagined it in current 2025 Tadpole form. And that was the bridge between the old and the new. And yeah, there will be more new tracks that we will be recording and releasing in the very near future. So yes, there is a new creative chapter on its way.
So, Chris, can I take it that you're going to send us some new stuff when it comes out, and maybe, just maybe, you'll put yourself through this torture again?
I would absolutely love to make sure that you get copies of the new music that we release, and I'm more than happy to chat anytime with Galaxy and Grant about, our journey as artists, and what happens along the way.
So, are you expecting to take Tadpole offshore?
I am expecting to go with wherever the universe or whatever is going to guide us. Look, right now we're just grateful and thankful that we're playing this music again to predominantly New Zealanders at this point in time. But you know what? If there is an opportunity that pops up where we can take it offshore and we can play to friends in other countries, we're certainly not going to say no.
Man, do I have a story for you. I really do. But right now, tell me about For Me.
For me? So Me is one of the older songs that was included on our debut album, The Butterfinger. I actually think lyrically it was just our singer's commentary on another band member that was just very kind of self-indulgent. Like everything seemed to revolve around this person, and she didn't seem to be very considerate of anything else. So it's a pretty direct song, about someone where everything just revolves around them. What I did for me. It's talking about, I guess, a level of narcissism, really.
Sounds like Tiffy time. You're right here at Galaxy with, of course, Chris Young, should I get it right, Tadpole. Ah, dearie dear. How many cities have you got?
161.
No, cities.
Oh, cities.
You go to the next page.
Oh,
please.
go to the next page. All right.
Please, next
Okay.
page.
6492.
Nice,
Three.
okay. 6493.
Yeah.
6,493 cities.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good day. That's not bad.
That is... I can't even comprehend that. 6,400 cities.
We're global. Come on.
We are global, literally. But Chris, honestly, the number you want is the one at the end where I tell you how many IP addresses have hooked into listen to this, right? Now, we can't say whether it's one person, 10 in a factory, or maybe a whole bloody warehouse, I don't know. But it's just the single IP address. That's the number you want, really. And I think that'll impress you. Because as I said, when we first started doing this, Barbara and I were getting drunk on air, right? And I'm not kidding. Skype party Monday night. It was all going on and all coming off on some of the screens. I've got to be honest with you. We were getting, from 8 o'clock until midnight, we were all getting pretty sozzled with people around the world. And the boss, the board come to us and said, it's not a good look. It doesn't, it's not for our image. Come up with something else. And we put our heads together, Barbara and I, and says, well, why don't we, interview indie bands?
Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Can I ask, what do you think is the magic sauce that you and Barbara have stumbled upon that has enabled you to grow to what you have now?
Friendship. Our friendship. We support each other 100%, literally. I can't do this without Barbara, and Barbara can't do this without me, literally. She gets about 200 band submissions a day. We work together so closely, it's not funny. Thank God we're not married. She would have killed me by now. But to answer that without a clue, or without a hesitation, our success is our friendship.
Yeah, but 12 years we've been doing this.
It's amazing.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm talking to Chris Young from the band Tadpole. Let me just absolutely put that in perspective. All of us here are actually from Auckland, literally, and a lot of us are getting away from other mainstream radios to do something. So we all have a certain amount of degree in the information that we put together with make a radio station. My wife included, she's an on-air producer and is talking to me all the time, and I've got to be nice, otherwise she'll throw somebody heavy at me, literally. But the production boys, everything like this, we all have come from a radio background. Barbara did not. Even though she is from Auckland, Barbara literally comes from a more white collar kind of scenario, blue collar, really she comes from the ivory towers kind of deal. And she put her expertise with my expertise and with everybody else's expertise here, which made this phenomenal team over the years that has been able to not only sell the deal, but we've never had a bad interview, ever once. We've had a couple of difficult ones, I must admit, but we've never had a bad interview or anybody ever say something bad about us, even though some of the family, let's put it like that, have been a little misguided and done a few naughty things in their times, but families do, right? You've got one of those naughty brothers or sisters or something like that you just don't agree with. Does happen, but, it's never been a bad ride so far. Then somebody came to us and said, we want you to come to our country and have a look at it. And we went, have a look at what? Your country? And they went, yeah, come over. We've got an idea for you to have a chat about. And I'll tell you more about that very, very shortly. But I've got to get down to the bottom of this. I really, really do, because George has always been one of my favourite Tadpole songs. Now, please, why is George so attractive to me?
Oh, look, that's a deep question, and I don't think I can answer that for you specifically, Grant, but I can tell you why George was special to us in the band. George was originally released by the Headless Chickens in the mid-90s, right? And at the time, it was a phenomenal song and connected with a lot of people. And for us, the band, when we were active around 2000, it was a little bit after George, but it was such a special song to us, and we were very wanting to play pro-Kiwi songs in our live set. So it became a staple in our live set that we would play as homage to the great Headless Chickens. And so it was always a part of the Tadpole story. It just wasn't part of the recorded story. And so when we reformed the band last year, and we were thinking, what's going to be the first song that will represent us coming back? We wanted to pay homage to that, which was George. It was always a special song. So we were taking something from the past that meant something to us, but we were going to reimagine it in a more contemporary form. We didn't want to just do another version or a rock version of what the Headless Chickens had already done. We wanted to kind of do it in our style, but pay tribute to that. So it's a tremendous song. It's dark. Lyrically, it's a very dark song. But despite the darkness, I'd like to think that there's a hope and optimism, even though you're going through like this dark experience. And so maybe that's what it is. And I'd like anyone that kind of hears George to kind of go, we've all been through these dark times ourselves, but just hang in there, because there is always going to be a light out the other side. So maybe that's what it is.
Well, Chris, let me tell you, my favourite Tadpole track, George. Okay, we'll wrap it up after this, my friend, but don't go anywhere, because Barbara's going to want to take some pickies and she'll put it into a movie for you. You'll get that probably tomorrow.
Nothing.
Have you ever been a
official.
cartoon before, Chris?
I have once, as in the Better Days music video. If you dig that up on YouTube,
Yes.
it
of
was
course.
in the style of Dragon Ball Z. So there is a version of me as a Dragon Ball Z style character.
Of course, yeah. Well, Barbara seems to like to make fun of me, so she makes a cartoon out of me as often as she humanly can be possible, which has another funny kind of deal to it because we were setting up business. We had to go to a notary to be able to do business on our side legally, to be able to do business on their side. And of course, that had to go to Wellington and get stamped and all this sort of stuff. And as we come out of the lawyers and we were heading across the car park to go back into the car, I noted that there was a Woolworths, so I thought, oh, just going to get some supplies for the wife for dinner tonight. So I rushed around this Woolworths in Rotorua, and I came to the checkout, and in front of me was this one little old lady, and she's getting her peas and her beans and everything like this through the checkout, right? But she's staring at me, not paying any attention to what's going on around her, just staring at me, and I'm sort of, you know how you get that hello kind of feeling, you know. It got to a really an uncomfortable position where it was, what's up? You know, why are you looking at me? And she goes, you look nothing like your cartoon. And I went, pardon? What? I'm in a random city, Rotorua, in a random car park, in a random, supermarket, a Woolworths, and a little old lady about 80 plus goes, I look nothing like my cartoon? How does that happen? Right? I says, pardon? She goes, oh, my niece follows you. I know, she goes, I see you on Facebook and on YouTube all the time. She goes, my niece is a big fan of yours. It was like, now that's weird.
It is, right? There is this weird thing where, like, we usually think the digital world just stays in the digital world, or the real world's the real world. But when it crosses over, it does feel weird. I mean, look, even today, it still wears me out a little bit that, things that are shared just in the digital context, someone could comment on it, like you bump into someone and they talk about it like they know you, or they know like this thing, and it's like, that's right. Like it does. There is a connection. It's just somehow in our minds we think that there's not. But
exactly,
yeah, it's weird.
It is.
I agree with you. It's weird.
Anyway, Chris, hang in there, bro. That's right, you're right here at galaxy107 FM, and today we're talking to Chris Young from the band Tadpole, and it's been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you again, Chris. It really, really is, and I did ask you if you'd come back. I haven't asked you yet, do you need a psychiatrist? Because I do have my, psychiatrist on hand as well. She does, these kind of meetings if you really need some, some help at the end of it. Her name is Randy too, by the way. Wonderful artist.
Well, maybe. I mean, I've just been reconnecting after so much time, Grant. I mean, look, we wrote a song about it. Time waits for no man, and we're really in a situation now where reconnecting with people after a period of time, like time hasn't passed, is probably the thing which is just so interesting and mind-boggling. But no, look, I've loved reconnecting with you, Grant. I'm loving what you and Barbara are doing at Galaxy FM. It's just an incredible thing. You're spreading joy through your show and through the music that you're helping people discover. It's a wonderful thing.
Well, you know something, I'm very, very humbled. I really, really am. And it is such a pleasure to catch up with you again, Chris. It really, really is. And looking forward to continuing our relationship that once went into a little bit of a hiatus. But hey, things do happen for a good reason. They really do. And I'm going to talk to you about that now. But in the meantime, my friends, Stay very, very safe. Stay very, very happy. We'd love to have you back, and am loving the ride of having you on our radio station. I really, really am. So thank you so much for joining us here at Galaxy.
Thank you, Grant, and thank you to the Galaxy team. You're amazing.
You're right here at Galaxy. Have a very, very happy day. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, join myself and Barbara about 5:30 in the morning through until 10 tomorrow morning for the breakfast show, where we have not only the best in the world, but 110% Galaxy artists.